Hello and welcome, all of you Shadowrun enthusiasts. Welcome back to another episode of Shadowrunnin on Empty, where we bring you the lore to fill your brain hole. Yeah, we'll go with that today. I'm going to do my best this evening. If you can tell, having listened to many of our other Shadowrunning on Empty episodes, my voice might sound a little different. That's because I might be coming down with something. I've got maybe the ick. I don't know. But I'm going to stick it out and give you this wonderful, wonderful lore. And joining me this evening, my co host, Austin. Austin, how are you doing?
Easy, have you caught the ghoul? Because you have to tell us if you've caught the ghoul.
I haven't been craving raw meat or organs, so I can't say for sure.
Okay, alright. Well, keep us posted, please, because, we gotta just make sure that we can get you down into the sewer as quickly as possible if that does end up being the case.
When my eyes start glazing over and I start going blind and seeing the colors, I will be sure to let you know.
Fantastic.
Well, before I ghoulify and can no longer actually read anything, I guess we should talk about our next cyber installment, where we have been discussing and talking about all of the awesome, nifty ware that you can get in the sixth world. And we are on to limbs. I'm going to group limbs all together because this might be pretty quick. We'll see what happens. But
Also, if we haven't already decided on it, I would like to cast the vote that Cyber Installment is the name of this series that we're doing here, because that's a good one. I like that. That's nice.
hey, I've got gems
Yeah,
sometimes, you
yeah, they're
know.
hidden in there. They come out on occasion.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's start very basically. You can get your arms, legs, hands, feet, even your chest can be cybered. You can have a cyber torso.
Hmm, interesting.
Now, what that means is it's basically replacing some of your muscle and rib cage, and then you have like a metal shell
I don't know if that's
around your chest.
better or worse.
Well, you can also get a cyber skull, which works about the same way,
Yeah.
where it encases, kind of replacing the bone
Mm.
or grafting onto some of the bone that's there to give you that extra added protection. And all of these things can come in two amazing settings. You can get obvious, which is people can look at it and tell that it is a cyber limb or a cyber torso or a cyber skull. Or you can get synthetic, where they're made to look like
Mm.
actual arms and legs. So they'll have pigmentation, they won't just be metal.
And obviously, synthetic is going to be the cheaper and easier choice of the two, right?
Um,
Oh, okay. Well,
um, no, no. Obvious is the cheaper option. Just to let you know that if you do opt in to get an obvious cyber skull, people will look at you weird, and you will not have very good social interactions, as people basically think you're the Terminator.
fair. I mean, if that is the intention that you're going for, then
Well,
I don't think that that would bother you one bit.
I mean, if that's the aesthetic you want to go for, and then you get a voice modulator, so you always talk with an Austrian accent.
I don't know if there's an aesthetic that I don't know that you would be trying to go for any other aesthetic at that point, to be honest, if you have a cyber skull. I think you're kind of putting it all out there on Front Street at that point.
I really liked The Terminator as a movie growing up as a child, and so I wanted to emulate being the Terminator.
This is the first on my platform for politics that will be coming in the near future.
You've got a bill you don't like, I'll terminate it.
uh
Oh, come on, that campaign writes itself. Skynet is the future.
Skynet. Okay, okay. Well, obvious questions. The obvious tangential question at this point.
Oh,
We've
of
already
course.
started.
Why not?
Which of the megacorps would be responsible for Skynet?
Uh, Neonet.
Neonet? Okay. I mean,
Or hang on. I actually want to look at this because technically Renraku is
yeah, because I was
responsible for
I
Deus,
was gonna
right?
say, I would Renraku not just be like the gimme answer to that because of Deus and the arcology and all that anyway?
Yeah, but they've already done it once, so I feel like we'd have to go someplace else,
Okay,
right?
okay, fair. If we're pulling away from Renraku, okay.
I I honestly think Neonet would do it because their slogan is "Tomorrow runs on Neonet,"
Yeah,
and they're UCOS based, and they're out of Boston.
that's fair. And they are like the other biggest besides Renraku in regards to Matrix, uh, what have yous.
Yes,
So,
like they're very big into the Matrix and utilizing the products for it. So
okay, now,
yeah,
now,
that's where I'm going.
curveball.
Oh, okay, I'm ready.
What about Horizon?
Oh,
Because what if Horizon gets to the point where their media portion becomes so big that it ends up becoming AI generative media creation? That at that point then becomes self-aware and determines that since people can no longer be entertained by creation, that they're just going to destroy everything in rage.
I mean that's fair because of like creating an AI think tank that just takes over and makes things over and over and
hmm
you feed it so many things. I feel like we've seen that kind of with some of the weird responses that you can get to these AI art generators.
Yeah,
Where it's like, please show me what pain looks like, and whew,
yeah, yeah. Where they
it's
have
just
become so like,
yeah, it gets to be like nightmare fuel.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's mine. I'm going for Horizon. I think that Horizon is going to be the inadvertent dark horse of the Skynet creation.
That's that's fair. That's fair. You know what? This is going to be the question. We're going to ask
There we go.
all the listeners. Chime in. Who creates Skynet in the sixth world? Chime in.
hmm
Let us know.
hmm
Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts.
Hit us with those as technology blood bots that you got cooking there.
Blood bots. Blood bots. So I got to tell you the other awesome thing about synthetic
hmm
cyber limbs. You don't have to get them to look just like skin. You can go wild and crazy.
Okay.
You want snake arms? You want your arms to look like snake skin? Go for it.
What if I want my arms to look like snakes? Just
Yeah, why not?
okay.
And then put some like electronic tattoos on there that move.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
See? Yeah, I got you. Or if you want to be
Uh-huh.
I guess that guy, you can make your synthetic cyber limbs very regal and look like
Ooh,
alabaster with
some
inlaid
some
gold.
some freaking tier Tongari upgrades there. Is that what I'm is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, or if you want to just go, shout out to our 40K listeners. If you just want to go call the Mechanicus, obviously you pick all obvious cyberware.
Yeah, all obvious cyberware and you make it as chrome as possible.
Yes, because the flesh is weak.
And then dump a little Newlin oil over the top just for aesthetic,
Yes,
just to
yes.
really pull everything together.
And make sure you have that censure that's burning that smells like a trash fire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Practice your litanies, brothers. Binary 11011011010101.
You just activated somebody.
I probably
I just
did.
want you to know. You definitely just activated somebody
In the
listening to
next
this
in the
right
next few days after this airs and comes out, if there's some kind of weird thing that happens in the news, it's not my fault.
now.
I'm just saying that right now, covering my
All right,
bases.
that's yeah, yeah. Let's cover our bases here.
It's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. So, what's something else that's fun you can put in your limbs? Why Smart Link? You know, the thing that helps you shoot better.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that you could put it in limbs. I thought that that was just a like brain slash eye augment
Uh,
type of scenario.
well, technically, it runs through the nerves in your arms up to your brain, right?
Mm.
'Cause it works in conjunction so that it can help you pull the trigger at the right time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it's all for. But there's three different types that you can get. You can get the initial smart link, which actually requires like a cord that you plug in to your gun from from your wrist or
Mhm.
your arm or your head or wherever, right? Or you do smart link 2, which is
Mm.
you just hold your gun and uh like almost pads on your hands that are under the skin, they're subdermal, and they'll do that way. Or you can get the induction pad, which actually just sits on the top of your palm. So you got options
Plenty of options to link it up.
to link it up. I'm gonna link it up.
Oh, I thought that we might have been going for a Hans and Franz situation there, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. We are going to link you
You
up.
couldn't hear it because I've got my, my gate
But
all the way
I
up, but we both clapped when
yes,
appropriate. Yeah, absolutely.
definitely it 100% happened.
I could feel it through the screen. I knew. I knew.
Exactly. I don't doubt, okay? I know.
Oh yeah.
I know. We're on the same
Hey,
wavelength here.
that was just for the listeners, all right? That I knew
That's
that you knew,
exactly
and
right.
you knew that I knew that you knew. So this is
Mhm.
just for them, all right?
That's all, yeah, that's all we needed.
That's what we're here for. We're here for the listeners.
So, if you had the option,
Mhm.
would you take an
Mm.
obvious cyberfoot or a peg leg?
Okay. So, here's the issue, right?
Okay.
Both are viable because both give you the ability to let's say maybe make yourself seem more vulnerable than you would necessarily need to be. If
Oh,
somebody sees that you have a cyberfoot, you could be like, "Oh, well that's an obvious weakness or obviously exploitable type of deal." But I mean, the peg leg has so much room for potential. Like you could put like a retractable blade inside the peg leg and then you just always have a sword on you at any time.
you just have to hop around?
Yeah, but I mean at that point, I would imagine that you would train for that type of scenario anticipating that maybe at some point you're going to have to fight without your peg leg attached.
I'm just envisioning someone hopping at me
But
with a
uh-huh,
wooden peg
menacingly.
that has a blade sticking out of one end.
Mhm, mhm. And
It
you feel fear, right? That's the
I
feeling that
I feel threatened, but also
uh-huh.
like I could get away pretty easily.
Okay, okay, that's fair. Now, in this hypothetical scenario,
Uh-huh.
am I a fisherman?
Oh, you know what? Sure, why not?
Oh, well, then I gotta go peg leg. How am I gonna be a fisherman and not take a peg leg?
Is this also delve into the backstory of how you lost your leg in fighting against a megalodon out on the ocean?
What if I had a cyber leg, like a normal cyber leg to begin with,
Uh-huh. And
and
it
then I
got yeah.
lost that cyber leg to the megalodon, so now I have the peg leg
Oh my god.
in order to go back out to get. You know what? Peg leg. I'm going peg leg. We've
Okay.
talked. I've talked myself around into this. We're going peg leg.
Okay.
What would be your choice, easy?
I'm gonna go with the Cyberfoot
Ah, the
because
easy way out.
then just gonna be awesome at soccer,
But only on that one side.
but only on that one side. But man, does it kick! Be the new golden boot,
The golden toe.
right? So this also follows up onto your whole fisherman idea here. Are you taking the cyber hand replacement, or are you taking the hook hand?
So, as much as I would like to be able to say that I would commit to the bit and lean into the hook hand
Uh-huh.
scenario,
Uh-huh.
the practicality of a hook hand versus a actual functional robotic hand is just so night and day apart that I gotta go cyber hand.
Oh god. I wish I could laugh harder right now, but it physically hurts me. Oh, I was wondering if you're gonna commit to the bit though. Yeah, I honestly don't know why hook hand is an option
Well,
when you can have a cyber hand. I guess if you just really, 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 really want to be a sixth world pirate.
well, okay. Now, I will say, devil's advocate here,
Sure,
okay?
sure, Sure.
Other scenarios in which you might be able to get away with a hook hand as a beneficial accessory. What if you were like a bouncer at Dante's, right? If you saw a bouncer and that you were like, man, I could definitely get away with some stuff, and then this big bouncer walks in, and one of them has a robot hand, and one of them has a hook hand. Personally, I'm gonna be more intimidated by the dude that chose the hook hand because that guy's got nothing left to lose.
That's just a crazy motherfucker.
Exactly. So I think that there's still viability from the hook hand side.
Okay.
I think it's just perspective of use is kind of where we're getting here. Because
I
again,
see. I see.
if if you're a sailor, you also have to think about the practicality of like anytime somebody tells you to hoist a sail, you're gonna just cut right through that rope with your hook hand, and then that just causes more problems on the boat. That's just a hassle for
every
everybody.
every time. Every
See,
time.
I'm just, the practicality has to play in somewhere.
I
But
guess.
goddamn will I hoist those sails with my peg leg firmly planted behind me to
I'm
brace for
so proud of
support.
you. So proud. So proud. I guess the other reason that you might get a hook hand is that it only costs you 30 new yen.
Well, that is also viable. Well, okay, hang on now. Okay, once again,
Counterpoint.
elaboration here.
Sure, go ahead.
Would the hook hand have the potential to say swap out for other attachments? Not necessarily a hand,
Uh-huh.
but like say if the dude that lost the hand was like a fry cook, could he get like a spatula for when he's at work?
Give me a second.
Because if we're talking about the potential for, a multifaceted use hook here, or stump at the very least,
So
that you would attach it to.
here is your answer.
Okay.
The hook hand consists of a plate attached to the wrist stump and various hand attachments that connect to the plate.
Oh, here we go.
So I assume from that description, the answer is yes. You could have a fry basket or a spatula
Or a knife. You just have a big old
or a
knife hand.
knife. Yes.
See, now
We
we
call him Knifey.
we call him Knifey. He only uses a gun, but he's only got one hand. It's real weird.
I don't know why.
I don't know why he chose it, but don't ask him about it. He gets real
He
ornery.
gets stabby.
He only gets stabby when people ask him why he's called Knifey.
Oh, God.
Uh, so, with that being said, I do think that there is more viability for the hook hand option, given the actual versatility of the attachments that you would have. But I'm still going robot hand. Also, personal other reason would be you can't hold a controller with a hook hand.
Oh, that's true. That
And
that
that would
is
make me very
very
sad about
true.
video games and the lack thereof at that point. So, gotta go robot hand.
Okay. Well, I have one other thing for you. This is not no longer pirate related. We've now
Mm.
let that ship sail.
Oh!
Oh, oh,
Oh!
oh.
Oh!
This guy got jokes.
Easy, you gotta get sick more often, man. You're on one tonight, let me tell you.
Apparently. Have you ever heard of kids stealth legs?
I cannot say that I have. No.
So, you have to get them as a pair, first off. They are obviously non meta humanoid cyber legs. They are shaped like the hind legs of a quadruped animal,
Okay.
such as a dog.
Uh-huh.
The
So you
feet,
got the back knee. Uh-huh.
yeah, the feet can be hoof shaped, paw shaped, or splayed like the feet of a bird. And the shape of these legs allows the user to run more quickly and increases the power of kicking.
Okay. Okay.
You may also install toe raisers or retractable blades.
Oh. Okay.
Uh-huh. So
So combining that with the bone spurs that I've already had previously in SINless seasons, you're telling me that I could just go full X-23 if I wanted to?
yes, your leg
Woo!
would just be crooked backward.
Yeah, but then that means I could kick like a horse, dude.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh man.
With
Okay.
razors in your toes.
With razor toes, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
You just have to get both your legs replaced.
Fair. I mean, really, what are they doing anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Not helping you run fast. That's what they're doing.
Not helping me kick like a horse. I tell you that much.
I have to say it because they said that you could have them splayed out
Uh huh.
like a bird, right,
Uh
at the
huh.
three toes, and it's a
Uh huh.
backwards leg. Does this mean
Uh huh.
that there are now meta-human cockfights?
Okay, I'm so glad that you said that because literally as you were like, I have to say this now, my brain immediately went metahuman cockfight. I'm so happy, like literally,
Oh my god.
I I am not even kidding, dude. It is immediately
Oh
where
my
my brain
god.
went to as soon as because I was imagining like
Uh-huh.
they enter in and you just see the
Yeah,
robot
yeah, yeah,
chicken
yeah,
legs
yeah.
down on the ground, and then the entire top half of the rest of it is like a boxer, like a dude like jacked, the Vaseline on the chest, and then just like taped up bare knuckle boxing style, and it's just they're just going at it while also having robo
Yes.
chicken legs.
Oh! Did we just invent
Oh,
a new six world sport?
please, you know what? At your discretion, feel free to utilize
Coming
metahuman
coming to
cockfighting
a
in
season of
your own
SINless
future
near you.
campaign. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Oh man.
what have we just done?
Oh, that's so funny, dude. I can't believe you said metahuman cockfight. That was the exact thing that I was thinking. Oh my god. Again,
Uh,
that one brain cell, bro. It's
that
shared.
yep,
It's
yep,
being
it's
shared here tonight.
jeez, we are on
We're
fire.
on point. Also, because I anticipate the question coming already,
Okay.
I would go hoof for the
Hoof.
bottom of my robo
Hoof.
leg. Yeah, because again, if I'm gonna have the power to kick like a horse, let's just
Might as
go
well
full
have.
bore.
Yeah.
Also, I could get custom horse shoes to go on my robo
Yes.
hoofs, which already seem
Yeah.
like that would be a pretty sick bonus. And I thought about paws, and although I'm anticipating that these would be fully prosthetic, scenarios without
Hmm.
necessarily having like sensitive or like um receptors where it would you would have like heat cold sense type to a degree. I
Right.
can't stop
Hmm.
envisioning a person with robot legs that has paw feet, but in the summer when they go to walk around has to wear like the little dog booties on the bottom of their robot feet.
Oh my god.
And I can't get that out of my head. So that's all I
Oh,
can keep thinking of when I think of paw feet robot leg now, and it's very good. And as established, the
wow.
the the chicken feet is exclusively reserved for metahuman cockfighters, and so that's just not me.
Human cockfights. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. So on top of that, with
Uh
your
huh. Uh
kid
huh.
stealth legs that end in hooves, would you then add a feature onto it if you could that added like a pneumatic piston so that when you kicked it would fire and give you an extra little oomph?
Oh my god, are you talking about having pile bunker legs, dude?
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Oh, what about just a pile bunker?
Like,
Like built into the back, like where your like the back of your shin would
uh-huh.
be, if you just had like the spike and the pump already in place there,
Yeah.
and then you kick somebody and then pile bunk them after the fact, like as you that would be pretty sick. That would be pretty sick.
Sounds pretty deadly.
Also, would be useful for rock climbing because then you could just like piston shot your spike,
Yeah, and
and you
just
could essentially just like walk up a wall at that point.
yes, without magic.
Without magic or parkour as a taken trait. Yeah, no, I'm all in for the pile bunker piston robot horse legs.
God. I s- I still can't get over that we both immediately went to meta-human cockfight.
I just
I don't know what to say about that.
I'm so proud of us, Easy. I'm so proud of how
I'm
far we've come.
so proud. So proud. Ah, the other good thing about cyber limbs is you don't have to get the whole limb replaced.
Right.
Like you could just get the hand, you get the hand and forearm or the whole arm.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get the whole thing. You can get partial cyber
True,
limbs.
true. Like just elbow down cyber arm instead of having to go
Right, right.
full bore up to the shoulder. Yeah.
But now we get into the fun stuff because that was just the limb replacement, right?
Mm.
Now there's all the mods you can
Uh-huh.
throw on the limbs. Like my favorite one,
Uh-huh.
cyber holster.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Do you want a RoboCop holster in your leg? Because
Yeah,
that's what
okay.
that is.
Cool. I was also imagining whenever they would have like the guy that would have like the extendable derringer in like his jacket sleeve, and
Hmm.
like he would like put the hand out and then it would like shoot out into the hand.
Right, like in
I
Taxi
was
Driver.
thinking that, yeah, yeah, exactly. I was thinking that kind of scenario as well.
This,
Man, RoboCop leg holster would be pretty cool though.
well, you don't have to just put it in your leg. It's a
Mm,
cyber holster.
it's
So
true.
wherever you have a cyber limb, you could
Mhm.
technically put that
Mhm.
holster. So you could put it in your arm if you have a cyber arm, or if you have a cyber torso.
That would be pretty dope. Yeah.
I'd still have to go with the leg holster for my cyber holster, though. It's just
Yeah, it
so
feels.
iconic.
Well, okay, so not only does it feel like it would be the most practical, but if you think about it from just a logistics standpoint, it's also where you're going to get the most room.
Hmm.
So you would be able to use like a bigger than average, like norm, like you could reasonably fit like a Ares Predator inside your thigh,
Right.
but not so much in like your forearm.
No, you'd
That's
have to go like a holdout or a light pistol for your forearm.
yeah, so that's more where like the Derringer play would kind of come into notion here, is if you wanted to go straight arm with it. So I think that thigh leg is definitely the better route to go on that one.
Okay, okay. That makes sense.
Also, because then every time that you come across other Shadowrunners, you could go free scumbag, and then
Like, don't move, dirtbag.
don't move, dirtbag.
Choo.
And then you activate your freaking
Smart link targeting.
smart link targeting. Oh my god, it's all coming together.
Oh,
Look forward to original character uh
okay.
Robo. No, hang on.
Cy-
Cyber Constable coming in season 4 of SINless.
He has no guns. He only uses stun weapons because he comes from England.
See, but in that case scenario,
Oh, perpetrator?
you put the you put the compartment in the arm, because then all you need to do is just pull your baton out of the arm.
Right.
Then you don't got to worry about the leg.
Would you have it so that the part of the baton just kind of hangs out of the back of your elbow so you could like quick draw it?
See, I thought about that, but then in that scenario, you leave it open to the possibility that somebody else could take your baton.
Ooh,
I would,
not
I was thinking
necessarily.
more.
I have a thing
I
for
was
this.
okay.
You could get cyber hand safety.
Uh huh.
It's basically a little pass chip that is implanted into your hand. And when you would grip something, say like your gun or the baton from your
Hmm.
cyber holster, it would unlock recognizing the chip in your hand and you could use it.
So it's Judge Dredd guns.
Yes.
Cool. Cool. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Judge
That's
Dredd guns, you can use biometric safety, and
cool.
they won't work unless
It's
it's
you.
keyed to your ID. Yes.
Right. I mean, in that case, yeah, that does make it more viable. I was thinking like 45-degree angle pop open, and then it kind of like, sticks out a little bit when it opens, more like a spring-loaded
Oh,
deal.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then that
yeah.
way you could have like the quick draw.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So we're gonna take a trip back to the '90s for this next one,
Dope.
for when inline skating was a big thing,
Oh.
because you can get cyber skates.
Ooh.
They can only be attached to cyber feet,
Okay.
but then you have inline roller skates
At any moment.
on your feet all the time. Well, here's the thing: you can get them to where they're
Uh-huh.
always on, right? Or you can get them retractable
Okay. Uh-huh.
so that you can deploy them when you need them.
I mean, that does just feel like the far more convenient. methodology to do at that point. Like, I couldn't imagine having roller skates all the time.
all the
Yeah, like
time.
imagine just trying to take a shower. That's a nightmare. You're a
Ooh.
bath guy at that point. You don't have a choice in the matter.
I'm envisioning the retractable cyber skates, right?
Uh-huh.
With some kind of parkour character.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that just like that sets itself up naturally for a fantastic chase sequence to take place at some point.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
you just deploy your skates as you're jumping
Yep.
onto the stair railing so that you grind all the way down.
And then as the pursuer is still standing guffawed at the top of the staircase, not realizing that you had cyber skates in your feet, you just look back at him and go, "Soul Skater for life," and then jump off the rail.
Right? Or what was that Nickelodeon show, Rocket Power?
Yeah.
Woo!
Exactly.
Dating myself a little bit here.
Call him the squid and jump off the rail.
Epic. Epic.
Hey, chummers, just taking a quick moment to say if you are enjoying what you hear, consider coming over to our Discord where you can hang out with us and other like minded Shadowrun enthusiasts. The link is in the description. While you're at it, check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/critical_hits. You get early access to episodes of SINless. You get to vote on upcoming art that you want to see in the shows. And you also get full access to Worm Talks, just to name a few things. It's only $5, and that gets you in and helps us keep the lights on and making the content that you enjoy. And now back to the show.
Obviously, you can
Mhm.
get hand razors,
Yep.
hand blades,
Yep.
retractable. We know all those. We've seen those a number of times. Um, I'm not sure why you would need this, but you can get a foot anchor.
A foot anchor. Okay.
It's a retractable, spring-loaded, heavy-duty spur that shoots down through the heel of the foot, anchoring the user to the ground or impaling a target.
I mean, the obvious practical implication is right there in the description, because that's just a free weapon on you at most times that people probably aren't going to know that you have
Right.
until you've already stabbed them in the chest with it.
I mean, again, this also goes back to your idea of mountain climbing.
Yeah, true, true. Again, walk right up the building for freezies. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to be like Jesse the Body Ventura and Predator and firing a minigun.
Yes,
This way it anchors you to the ground and doesn't push you
truth,
backwards.
truth.
Ah, what a great reference. I love that movie. You know, you can also get a weapon that nobody uses very much because hand blades are so cool.
They really are.
But you could get a cyber taser, a shock hand.
Okay.
It's designed to be implanted in a cyber arm or hand. It is commonly implanted in the base of the palm on the natural hands and works like a standard taser.
Yeah, that just kind of does that. That just kind of sounds always useful.
Fires taser darts 15 meters.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, that was the cyber taser. The
Oh, okay.
shock hand
Okay.
is a little different. My mistake, guys. The shock hand consists of shock pads built into the knuckles or palm of the hand that inflict nasty electrical shock to anything which they come into contact when activated.
I see. I mean, I would probably go for Shockhand personally. Just
Punching shocks.
palm strike shocks all day.
The fist of Buddha. You can also get cyber horns.
Cyber horns.
Yes, cyber horn implants.
Okay.
You can also get them retractable. You know, if you want your horns to be retractable. Uh,
Is it weird that that feels extra to me for some
no,
reason?
because it feels a little extra to me. Like,
All
why
right.
at that
All
point?
right.
Why?
Like if you're gonna have cyber horns at that
Right,
point, like
right.
just live your truth. Now, could you also like get say your cyber horns to be like a signal booster for like matrix connectivity?
No,
Oh, okay. They're
no.
they're just purely cosmetic. There's no
Well, I mean, if you want to do like gore attacks, like a bull,
Yeah.
There's that.
At that point,
So
I would really rather just have like a helmet with a knife taped to it, you know?
does the same thing, right?
And I don't have horns at the end of the day.
Did you ever want to be really good at basketball or perhaps being a wide receiver for football?
Yes.
Then maybe you should look into hydraulic jacks.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Hydraulic jacks require extensive and obvious modifications to the legs, making them most common among those with cyber legs. Hydraulic jacks greatly increase the maximum distance, both vertical and horizontal, the user can jump, also increasing your running speed and absorption of impact from falls,
That does seem pretty helpful.
right?
But having to undergo a full cyber leg replacement in order to have them, if you don't
Yes,
already have cyber legs, that is a barrier to entry for sure.
right? But then you'd be able to jump further, higher.
We would be the 6 million new yen man for sure at that point.
Could you imagine six world basketball?
I mean, it would probably be pretty sweet. The actual
He jumps from one end of the court to the other end
the
of the court.
basket is now like 25 feet in the air instead.
Because it has to be.
Because it has to be.
Oh my god. Yeah, there would be so many rules that have to change for sports. With how much cyberware you could have, I can only imagine that defensive linemen and offensive linemen for football are just the scariest people in the world.
I mean, at that point, would it not just be easier to implement like an entire separate league? Like have like the augmented
I think
league and then have
I I
okay.
th- I think there is. I think there is an augmented league for football where they don't limit you on the amount of cyberware you can have, whereas in the basic NFL, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure the name would change as the country gets split up. But anyway, in the basic game, you can only have limited amount of cyberware.
Right. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
there's still
Finally,
some, but
the XFL would finally be realized to its fullest potential in the fully augmented league.
yes, it would.
But that would make more sense to have them have like restrictions though,
Yeah,
not
definitely.
everything allowed, but the stuff that is.
Yes. Uh, again, making things easier for climbing. You can get retractable climbing claws, and yes, they're like the ones that the ninjas use.
Yeah. I mean, once again, could also be applicable for combat.
Right?
You go to slap somebody and then right as you connect, you just bam,
Oh wow.
ninja claw.
There's also an orientation system.
Okay.
So it helps with mapping and GPS. Yeah, the orientation system is a mapping unit designed to interface with map data, positioning input and imaging software. The orientation system can take data from a GPS unit and or map softs from chips and render an impressive
Hmm.
three-dimensional display.
Okay.
The
So it's like
constructed go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so it's like MapQuest for people.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
The constructed image can be displayed through an image link or output through a data jack. The user's exact positioning is indicated as well as elevation relative to sea or street level. Input from other GPS units and tracking devices can be integrated into the display as well. Distances between points of reference and icons are also calculated and shown as a background feature. So one of your guys who's really into special ops could be your like operator that has the map and everything all displayed out for them and then is tracking your exact GPS location as you move through the building and letting you know how close you are to your targets and everything.
That blood jaguar efficiency, man.
They move with a quickness, okay?
We know that's your favorite paramilitary faction in Shadowrun. We get
It's
it.
it's not. I just
It's
they're one of the scarier ones to use.
fair. They are.
They're definitely not my favorite though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nah. Mm.
Do we want to
No, no,
reveal which one
no.
that would be, or are we saving it in case we
I
do a
don't.
paramilitary episode?
Well,
We
oh
got
no, no.
okay.
No, I've always been a fan of um Firewatch.
Which one is Firewatch?
The Ares bug hunters.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, they are pretty sweet. Well, that's just because it's aliens.
It is. It's basically
You
aliens.
just like them because they're colonial marines.
Don't
uh-huh.
don't don't reveal me like
Uh-huh.
that. Don't put me on the spot.
Hey, listen, do you want to take a guess at which one mine is
Is it the
easy?
same one?
It's not.
Oh, which one is it? Is it the Red Samurai?
It's absolutely the Red Samurai. Because I'm a giant weeb. Why would it
Oh,
not be the Red
of
Samurai? They're so
course it
cool.
is. Walk around in red samurai armor with ninja swords. What's
That
not
was
to
the only
love?
reason I let you put me in the arcology easy, is because I wanted to be a Red Samurai.
Now we all know.
The true secret of the plot revealed. I just wanted to cosplay. All right.
So going back,
You know, some
oh no, go ahead.
sometimes the best intentions of role playing are the purest ones. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, that's a fair point, I think. So going back to our sports
Okay.
for a second here, you can get a telescoping cyberlimb.
Huh. Okay.
Yep, cyberlimbs with this feature can extend outward like antennae.
I mean, that feels like it would just be cheating in some sports, though.
Go go gadget arms.
Go gadget arms and you're a goalie in soccer? Like,
Oh,
come on.
telescoping cyber legs elevate the user, allowing them to reach higher. Telescoping cyber arms allow the user to reach further than their normal ability. Extended limbs are not flexible and can be clumsy to move with.
And if you have both of them, you are the greatest center in the history of the NBA.
Or you're a clumsy detective that wears a gray trench coat.
True. True. Also, with the retractable cyber skates, dude, it all comes full circle.
We're just coming to the realization that Inspector Gadget is clearly from the sixth world.
Dude, I would love to have a one shot of grizzled noir sixth world Inspector Gadget. That would be hilarious.
Sitting in his private eye detective room, smoking his cigar, wondering how he's going to catch Dr. Claw. Ah,
He hasn't had contact with Penny for years. He just hopes that she's okay. But somehow he knows his hope is fleeting.
oh boy. uh, a tangent from that because we love to tangent. Did you see
Mm,
that I believe they may be making a live action spider noir show
yes.
sta-
Yes.
starring Nicolas
Not
Cage?
only not on uh-huh. Not only are they maybe, the first set releases have already been released from it of Nicolas Cage in the full noir costume. I'm here for it. I'm all about it.
I think it's well deserved for him.
I First off, I will watch anything that Nicolas Cage is in because that man is just an absolute gem and needs to be more appreciated for how actually good he is at his job and not just being a meme because he is definitely more than that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Secondly, he is so underrated in Kick-Ass as Big Daddy
Oh my god, yeah.
because he is so good in that movie. And so you're telling me that we're going to have a Marvel connected series where he just gets to do that all the time? I'm so in, dude.
Yeah, that it could be very fun. I'm excited to see it.
The only thing that I'm hoping for that I would really, really love
Uh-huh.
is shoot that entire show like Sin City.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
It's great, dude.
I watched the heck out of that first Sin City movie. It's so great.
I so this we're going full tangent here for the
Yeah,
podcast
full
listener. So
tangent, full
please
tangent.
just join with us here. I legitimately think that Sin City deserves to be in like the top 3 best comic book movies of all time and nobody ever talks about it. If you want to talk about the most faithful adaptation of a comic book that has ever been made, it is literally word for word.
Yeah, yeah.
We got that when when it came out on DVD originally, they released these like collector editions where it came with one volume of
Oh.
the comic, and the volume would be based on each of the different stories. And the one that we got is the
Ah.
one for Marv. Um, and like literally, you put on the movie, and then you can sit there with the comic, and it's like you're reading. It's like you're reading a
Wow.
audiobook because all of the dialogue is just the one-to-one riff.
That is
It's
so
so
good.
good. And that movie is shot like a masterpiece, man.
It
It's
is.
so beautiful. To this day, still
Ah.
holds up and has one of the most insane ensemble
Yes.
casts of that time.
Yes. Great.
Yeah, no, people we need more love for Sin City. And to a lesser degree, Sin City 2 is not as good as Sin City,
Yes. Yeah.
but it is still a fine movie.
That's fair. You know what isn't a fine movie that tried to do what Sin City did?
Are you gonna say The Spirit?
I'm gonna say The Spirit.
I I have a weak spot for The Spirit,
Oh boy.
mostly because Samuel L. Jackson seems like he is having the time of his life in that movie.
Yes, he is
And
having a
that
very good time, but it is
and that
objectively a
makes it
bad movie.
and that makes it very enjoyable to watch, but also for like a direct point of comparison, for that type of movie that it is,
Uh-huh.
another we're just gonna this is now just us talking about obscure niche movies that more people need to watch. This is what's happening. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow is just a better
uh,
version of The Spirit.
okay, I will say it's a better version of The Spirit, but I still just cannot stand that movie. I
Really?
cannot
I really like that movie. I think that
I
movie's
can't
fun.
do it. I've tried.
Mm,
I've
mm,
really tried.
that's
And
fair.
I don't know.
I mean,
I can't do it. I don't like it.
it's got some cinematography choices for
For
sure, because
sure.
it's like this weird combination of like watching a Zack Snyder movie and like Sin City combined.
Yeah.
Because there's like weird bloom effects that take place. There's weird shot compositioning with heavy use of CG
Yeah,
backgrounding at
yeah.
times that kind of just looks
Obvious.
not the
Yeah, I think
best.
that's what took me out of it. Plus, you also have to kind of be a fan of Diesel Punk.
And so that's the other thing though, is for the movie that it is a very fun movie. It's a very fun throwback to like 1930s action serials. You know, it's got big Rocketeer energy.
Yes, huge Rocketeer energy.
So,
I don't deny that. I just
and
don't
all of that to say
like
none
it.
of those movies are as good as Sin City. Watch Sin City if you haven't seen it.
Yes,
Please and thank you.
yes. Also, just watch Sin City if you want like good
Oh,
crime
dude,
stories.
like some of the best noir that we've had of the last 3 decades. Like it's pretty much Sin City and
Oh
Drive.
yeah.
Like those those are like
Yes,
those are
yes,
like the
that's
two best
it.
noir movies we've had in the past 30 years. So you want to talk about
Ah, I
you
forgot
want to
about
talk about a
Drive.
genre
Drive
that's
is good
due
call.
for some more loving, and also ties in very well with the thematic settings for the Sixth World a lot of the time.
Yes, yes, it does. A lot of those noir kind of movies do.
Yes,
That's why I appreciate it.
as
Like
mm,
it fits into for the people that want more of like the dark, gritty trench coat,
uh-huh,
right? But some of the things that happen in the movies that we've suggested, like Driver and Sin City,
uh-huh.
there's some pink mohawk moments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But also, I mean, if you want to just take it full circle into the logical point here, arguably one of the greatest noir films of all time that's ever been made is Blade Runner.
Yes, very, very true.
So, like it lending itself into the cyberpunk or the cyberpunk future aesthetic is just baked integrally into it at this point in terms of modern culture adaptation. So, one real quick aside and then we'll get back on track, I promise. For everybody who's held with us here.
Okay.
When and you know what? You guys are the real ones. You're the real MVPs.
And we appreciate that.
So I remember when Drive originally came out, I don't know about you, but I didn't know anything about it. Like I had not seen any of the trailers. I had not like looked into it at all, so I didn't know anything about what like the actual type of movie that it was.
Right.
I was visiting my family in Minnesota, and my plane got delayed by like 6 hours. And since I was already downtown, I hit up one of my aunts to see
Hmm.
if they wanted to hang out because she lives in the city. Most of my other family is more rural. And she's like, "Yeah, we'll go over to the Mall of America. We can go hang out for a couple hours, and then I'll drop you back off at the airport. No worries." So we got there, did some shopping, got some food, and they have a movie theater in the mall. So we went up and we're like, "Oh, let's go watch a movie because we still got more time to kill." And Drive was one of the movies that was playing. And we went to go see it purely off
Uh-huh.
the fact that my aunt went, "Well, Ryan Gosling's in it, so I'll have a great time," because this was him coming off of the rom-com arc era of Ryan Gosling, right? And so we both went into that movie
Oh boy.
having absolutely no idea what was happening, and it is
Right.
probably one of the most enjoyable movie experiences I've ever had because it was so good, and I had no idea what was happening at any given time because I had no idea what this movie was. And we got to the end of the movie, and my aunt just looks at me and she was,
Fantastic.
"Well, that's not the kind of film that I was expecting with Ryan Gosling in it, but it was still pretty good." And I was like, "All right, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you dug it. That's a good time."
Wow.
Yeah, we got to the I'll just say the bathroom scene,
Ah,
and if you've seen the
okay.
movie, you'll know what I'm talking about.
You know what we're you know what we're putting down right here.
And that was the point of the movie where we literally both stopped and looked at each other in the movie theater and just went, "What's happening anymore?"
Oh my gosh.
So good. So, so good. So yeah, also watch Drive if you haven't. It's a great time.
Yeah, watch it.
All right.
Really
Mhm.
quick, a couple of other honorable mention Ryan Gosling movies that I would suggest to watch. Um, One of them that fits into that still fits into kind of the noir genre. Um, Hang on, I'm looking it up right now. Is it that or was it? I can't remember the name. It's gonna bother me.
Uh-huh.
It's like the Goon Squad, right? And it's got Ryan Gosling in it, and it's got wow, I went from being on point to completely out of it.
Are you talking about the other guys with him and Russell Crowe?
No, it's Gangster Squad. That's what it is.
Gangster Squad.
Yes,
Okay.
Gangster Squad, where it's got Ryan Gosling, Josh Brolin, Sean Penn. It is a great like noir era film to watch because it takes place
Hmm.
during the height of um, Mickey Cohen's power.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, very good movie. I enjoy it.
I'll have to check that one out. This is one of the ones that slipped by. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, Gangster Squad. Definitely watch it.
Okay.
Very good movie, especially if you like. Have you ever? Did you ever watch? Wow, we're really going off on a movie tangent here. I'm sorry, everybody, but you know how we are with our tangents. Did you ever watch L.A. Confidential?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's got that same vibe.
Okay. Sweet. Sweet. Say no more. I'm
So
sold.
there you go.
Cool.
But yeah, that and I actually I enjoyed Gray Man on Netflix with Ryan Gosling, where he plays like the spy.
Yeah, the one with him and Chris
Yeah,
Evans,
but I
right?
also really like seeing Chris Evans as a bad guy.
I like seeing Chris Evans in everything, so
That's fair. That was
he's
a good one.
America's ass after all. How
Yep.
can I mean, come on.
America's ass. Woo! Well, have you ever been in a difficult situation? I mean, like handcuffed or tied up, and you're like, man, if only my hands could bend in weird ways so I could
Mm,
escape.
on a weekly basis, and I will not elaborate.
See, well, then what you need, sir, are flex hands.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds creepy, doesn't it?
I mean, it kind of sounds like the name of a product that I would expect Billy Mays to be trying to sell me at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
You know what? This would be the perfect infomercial for that because
Uh-huh.
flex hands, the modification replaces most of the bones in the hands with a type of memory plastic
Uh-huh.
that deforms under continuous pressure and then returns to its normal shape. This allows the user to squeeze their hands out of handcuffs or other restraining devices.
In a lot of these scenarios, I try to envision, but what would be the other practical application for having such a thing other than crime?
Uh-huh. Okay, where are we
I can't
going?
think of one for these. The everything just comes back to crime on these ones.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be really great for breaking into vending machines.
Yeah, or like being able to like maybe slip your hand through like a door seam and try to see if you could like pop the lock or
Uh-huh.
unlock it from the other side type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, it's all crime. I can't really come up with a practical. Maybe it would make you like really good at fushigi.
Maybe.
That could be the one practical application I could think. But yeah,
I've
that's all I got.
I've I've thought of one, but I don't think that it's appropriate.
Let's just say that it might be applicable to people that would visit, say, a certain level of Dante's.
That's fair. That's fair. And that level starts with an L.
Yep, Luttony.
Luttony. Definitely Luttony. Definitely. It's a hand that deforms, that fits into places. Use your imaginations.
It sure
Oh
does.
boy.
Oh, okay, hang on, wait.
Uh-huh.
Practical application
Oh
thought time
boy.
here. But what about for like a doctor?
Um,
In terms of needing to like if you had to like do surgery, you wouldn't
maybe.
necessarily have to like maybe take as much apart because you could just get on in there.
Yeah, but then do you still have the grip control is the thing.
Yeah, see, that's the other part of it. Well, what if at that point you just did like finger razors, and then you could just have like the little scalpel poke out of your fingertip. Then
You are
you
building
just
like the
okay.
most sketchiest street dock I have ever envisioned.
Oh, don't go to this guy. His name is Doctor Hansy. Don't go to him. But
I'm screaming internally. Dr. Hansy. I'll get those bullets out of here.
ooh, is this one going in or coming out? What's going on here?
I'll give you the discount price. Oh, almost lost a finger in
Sue,
there.
Sue, clear my schedule. I got a handful. That's kind of my catchphrase,
Oh,
because they call me Doctor Hansy.
the,
Anyway, right this
the,
way.
the greasiest person I could imagine.
Hey, answer a question for me real quick. Does this rack smell like chloroform to you?
Yes, it does. And I'm passed out.
That's my only practical application I could think of, though.
Thank you, Dr. Hansy.
But 5 stars on Yelp, please. It really helps get the word out.
Does it though? Does it? I don't think it does. Oh God. I have got one more that fits into limbs. Just one.
Okay.
This is it, everybody. We've made it to the end.
All the marbles.
Venom sacs.
Uh-huh. Okay.
A small reservoir containing a toxin or other compound can be implanted as an accessory to a cyber implant blade or dart weapon.
So poison spit. You're telling me I could have poison spit.
I mean, if you spit darts out of your mouth, yeah.
Well, where else would you put your poison sack, Easy?
I mean, you install it somewhere on your arm, so when your hand razors come out, they just got poison on them.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But wouldn't you want to spit poison?
No.
Like just even a
No.
little bit?
I can only imagine things going horribly wrong.
Okay.
I go to spit, somebody hits me in the face. I'm not spitting, I'm eating poison.
I was gonna say you're trying to like turn the dart in your mouth and you scrape the poison sack
Oh
with
my
the end
God.
of the dart, and then you just pop a sack of poison in your mouth.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, probably not the most practical application upon further
No.
reflection.
No. Definitely not. Uh, oh, I guess technically I lied. I didn't add armor. You can armor your cyber limbs if you want.
I mean, I that just feels like assumed, you know?
Right? That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, that kind of just feels like well, of course they'd be armored.
And if you have a cyber arm, you can make it a cyber gun.
Okay. Would
Go ahead.
would the reformable hands be useful in that case scenario? Being able to then turn your hands into, say, a makeshift barrel to be able to shoot from?
Oh, to like give it that extra spin, maybe?
Yeah. Like if you like twist it, like you could like twist your hands out into like
Uh-huh.
a
Uh-huh.
into kind of a intertwined barrel then at that point
Uh,
into a handgun, a
a
literal
literal
handgun.
handgun. I
Hmm.
suppose as long as you also cock your thumb back.
That goes without saying.
I'm just putting it out there. If you're gonna do it, be classy about it.
Well, okay, alternate thought though.
Okay.
The thumb would be kind of like the crosshair at that point that you would use for
Mm.
aiming.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cock the forearm. Be like a shotgun.
What are we? Henry Cavill in what movie does he do that in? Red.
Red, yeah.
Gotta reload my forearms.
I mean, arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of the modern era's finishing move is a Superman punch in which he at first cocks his forearm before doing it. So
You may be onto
I think
something.
that there's something behind it, is all I'm saying.
But that I believe that does it for limbs and all of the nifty things that you can put inside them. Um, yeah. Aside from our huge movie tangent that we went on, and who is creating the end of the world AI,
Yes. Yes. It's been a full episode.
it has. We've gone our full gambit as per usual. So, final thoughts, Austin. Limbs that you're super interested in replacing, aside from your kid stealth legs that end in hooves so you can kick people.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of the major one. I think that the availability of cyber prosthesis is also just
Hmm.
very cool. Again, from a sheer practicality standpoint, not just crime.
Right.
Uh, However, as we've talked about before, with the cyberware
Hmm.
scenario, I don't know how much I would want to actually like cyber myself out in the sixth world, just because then you also are in a scenario where like a lot of your body becomes non independent of your own ability to control it. And that's kind of just a terrifying thought to
Oh,
me.
you don't want your hands hijacked?
Well, or just like say that you have a cyber arm and like there's just like a power supply failure. Then your arm just doesn't work anymore until you can figure out and get it fixed and then get a repair and then maybe you got to send it into the shop and maybe it takes like 5 days and then you just don't
S-
got an arm for 5 days, you know? I just
you get the loaner.
the hook, that's where the hook hands come into
That's
play.
where the hook hands come into play.
Please choose from our
Oh,
wide variety of hook hands while your arm is taken into our care for repair.
oh, you need both your legs worked on. Well, we've got these great peg legs to put you up on.
And don't worry, they have permanent cyber skate attachments, non-retractable. Enjoy.
Hats them right out of the place. Fantastic. Um,
Is there
I do have to
Mhm.
say though, the high point of
Mm.
the night, the absolute high point of the night was definitely metahuman cockfights.
I'm so happy that we have created this now.
I'm really excited, honestly. I hope that other people will run with the idea and put them in their games as well. You guys, come on, it's an untapped market, right? Nobody's thought of this yet except us here right now. And you are here for that journey, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think that's gonna to round us out, right?
Yep.
Before my coughing fits get too terrible. I want to thank you all for listening and hanging out with us this long. I hope you've enjoyed the information that we gave you. Come hang out with us. Talk to us in the Discord. Join us with other like-minded Shadowrun individuals. Talk about what you love. Cyberpunk.
And make sure that you specifically subscribe to the podcast if you are also in agreement that we should only be recording episodes when Easy is feeling sick because he is on the ball, you guys.
Ugh.
firing on all cylinders while on death's door. This guy,
This guy, what
the
a
love of the game. I'm
what a
telling you.
Chad. What
I'm
an
telling you.
absolute Chad.
Leaves it all on the court.
With my Go-Go Gatshot. It's the only way I can dunk.
Don't even have to jump anymore.
No, just raise them up. All done. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us this evening. Thank you once again for hanging out with us. And as always, we will catch you on the next one.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logo, artwork, marks, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. is granted permission to Critical Hits to use such names, logos, artwork, photographs, sound, audio, video, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Critical Hits in any official capacity whatsoever.